this is Debbie from Debbie's Bees. Today we're going to do a cake tray, which is winter feed that ensures that if your bees have consumed all the honey below, which you should leave them ample supplies, that just in case that they eat it all, they can consume from this sugar tray. I have this tray that was made up for me, and it's got 1/2 inch hardware cloth because it's just going to hold up the parchment paper and support the weight of the sugar up away from the bees. It also has bee space here, so this isn't down on top of the top bar frames. It still leaves space that the bees can run across the top bars, and in the winter time, if they run out of honey supplies, it doesn't matter where they come up at the top here, they'll hit a ceiling that's full of sugar, and it could save them from starving. I use just plain parchment paper that is you use from a cookie sheet size, because it's basically about the same size as my cake tray. So I take and I measure out. I'm not too scientific here with the measurements of either paper or syrup, but I take this and I line my tray, and then I take a trusty glass and I put it in the center, and I need my scissors. What I'm going to do is I'm going to trace around the glass and then cut it out, and that's to let moisture up through, because when I finish my trays I let them sit for 2 weeks or so until they're rock hard solid, and the bees can't really utilize them, but they'll go through the whole winter, and as the moisture comes up, the moisture will go through the hole. And I also pull this back here, and there's an open ridge here too. The moisture comes up, it gets absorbed into the hard sugar, softens it up, and makes it pliable that the bees can eat it. Okay, I've got my scissors, and I've got a pen, and I use the glass, and I draw a circle around. Cut it center. And place the parchment paper back in so that the hole is in the center. And I put it back down, and I put the glass back in, because the glass is going to keep the soft sugar from falling down through the hole when I fill it. Now most people will be mixing this by hand, but for the amount of hives I have, last winter I gave myself tennis elbow trying to mix this by hand, because I was mixing for a lot of hives. So I got this little gadget. I put 2 kilograms of sugar in there. It's just basically a 2 kilogram bag of sugar. And I put my paddle in. And make sure I got on number 1 speed. Now this is a sugar syrup that we have made from one of the other videos, and I'm going to use to dip it in here, and I'm going to add a little bit of syrup to just get it wet. I'm going to turn on the mixer. Now what I'm going to try to do here is I'm trying to just add enough syrup that it mixes, that it just has enough moisture of the sticky syrup that's just going to hold the sugar together like a snowball. So then I'll put it in there after it's ready. And anything to do with bees is always a sticky mess. So, if I grab this and squeeze it, I have myself a sugar snowball. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this all in here. And it usually holds 2 of these full, which adds up to about 4 kilograms of sugar in this tray. I pat it all down. And the glass molds the sugar around the hole. This is my second bowl that I'm just finishing up so I can add it to the cake tray. As before, you do the little test. Make your snowball of sugar. I'm dumping the rest in. This all goes much faster when you got a mixer. When I went to buy a mixer, they told me that for what I was doing, I would burn up a KitchenAid Pro. So they told me I should get like a real industrial mixer. So I chose that little Hobart because I thought if I'm going to have one and spend money in one, I want to be able to have it small enough but strong enough to make what I want to do, but I can use it for other things, like if I really decide to make some cakes or something, it's not too big for a regular cake or cookies. So I'm always using my machinery that I get that I can use it multi-purpose. So I'm just going to pat this out, smooth it down. I'm holding this up at the same time here because I'm making like a wall, and I'm using the parchment paper as the guide. And then later, when this dries and hardens, I'll take an X-Acto knife and I'll cut this paper off so that it exposes the wires down below, and it's just like a sugar wall. So I pack around here really tight, because I have to take this glass out and I don't want it all caving in and falling down. So I do kind of wobble a little bit to make it bigger, twist it, pull it, and then it's just ready for the next one. So done, ready to go over by the fire to dry out for a couple weeks. And that's a cake tray.